Hey, welcome back. We're doing another training concept breakdown. We're talking percentage effort in weightlifting. The question I get asked probably most frequently when people try functional bodybuilding programs or they start working with a revival strength coach is, hey Marcus, how do I know how much weight to put on the bar? You didn't prescribe a percentage of my one repetition max. Great question, and it comes from most templated training programs that are out there delivering them in some percentage of a one rep max conceptual way. They say, hey, lift 5 reps at 65% of your one rep max and so forth. It's a very clear way to guide people to what weight to choose for their bar. Here's the problem. On Monday, I come into the gym and 75% of my one rep max feels really good. On Thursday, I come into the gym and I'm a little tired from the week. I've had a couple busy days and I didn't sleep great. 75% of my one rep max feels like a ton of bricks. I can barely even lift it. There's room in that prescription for the athlete to get really discouraged, to be like, man, I couldn't hit my numbers today. I'm guilty of it. I know you are too. Couldn't hit my numbers. You start feeling bad about yourself. You start doubting your program. But when we look at percentage lifting, there's some very key concepts that are built in there that we don't want to overlook, and that is the idea of progressive overload, and then deload, and then maximal performance. So in a percentage lifting program, a very common theme that you would see is week after week, your percentages go up. They go up for, let's say, 4 to 5 weeks. And you're lifting the same volume, maybe you're lifting the same number of repetitions or sets, but you're just increasing the load. At some point, it's very common to see that percentage come down for a week. The percentage coming down is a way of basically deloading your nervous system and getting you to refresh and compensate from all of that training. Essentially, you're now adapting during that deload week so you can get stronger. You come back the following week and now it's time to perform 90%, 95%, 100%, and so forth. We do the same thing in our training programs, only we use tempo lifting and rep ranges to guide you essentially into the same categories of percentages. What do I mean by that? Well, tempo prescription in weightlifting controls the time under tension that you're lifting. If you go down in 4 seconds on a back squat, you pause for 2 seconds at the bottom, you come up as fast as you can, and then you pause again at the top for 1 second, you're talking roughly 8 seconds of time under tension for one repetition. Multiply that by 6 to 8 reps, you're doing about a minute of continuous work. So give it your best shot. I always say within our weightlifting prescriptions, if it says 6 to 8 repetitions at a specific tempo, you are going to hold the tempo religiously and you're going to try and get the top of the rep range, number 8. If you do that and you go as heavy as you possibly can within those restrictions, you're basically lifting at 60%-ish, right? So indirectly, we're prescribing a percentage. In week 2 of a training cycle, a weightlifting cycle, a resistance cycle, we're gonna lower the time under tension. We're gonna make the speed of the squat faster, and we might lower the rep range. So in essence, by having fewer repetitions that move a little faster, we now are making you increase your percentage of weightlifting. But rather than prescribe a percentage, we're letting you, the athlete, figure out on that given day, whether it's Monday or Thursday, whether you're feeling fresh and you got bounce to your step or you're feeling sluggish from a poor night of sleep, you can still hit your rep range to the best of your ability for that day and be working roughly in the percentage that we're aiming for of effort. That can continue on until the final weeks of either testing or deloading, where we can manipulate repetitions and manipulate tempo to make sure that you're ready to perform your best. I am biased towards a tempo and rep range prescription format over a percentage of one repetition maximum format. I could go into a lot more detail as to why that works most for most people over percentage, but I'll leave it at this. On any given day, you are not going to perform at the same relative ability to your maximum as any other day. You have different days. You know it, I know it. I didn't wake up great today, but I still came in and I wanted to get a good lift and feel good about hitting my repetition ranges, my movement quality, and my tempos. So take that training concept into your back squatting, your bench pressing, your deadlifting, your lifts this week. Let me know how it goes. Send your questions in the comments below.